back on the Morning Brew with friends. We got our buddy Chico, Suave, and a special performance from comedian Panas on the Morning Brew.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Woo!
My name's Panas, and my initials are PP. So actually, you could say I'm number one. I'll tell you. You know what? My friend told me once. He goes, the Magdalena. Okay, we got a friend, Chicano. And he says, you know how you do the Magdalena? You want to know how you do the Magdalena if you're a Chicano? This is the way it goes. And he goes, actually, you did it wrong, bro. That's not the way it goes. It goes like this. I go, I see you have a lot of experience in that. Very, very congenial there. Very crazy. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about situations, like, have you ever been in an elevator and nobody talks to you? Well, it seems like that in the green room here. I don't know what's going on. It's like, can't we talk? Is that a phobia or what? Very, very different, And my daughter said, look at it this way. She goes, you're funny looking. They'll always be laughing at you. So even if your jokes are terrible, you got a good asset. I go, you're lucky I'm not tall, handsome, and smart. Then I'd be broke. And you wouldn't have that Galaxy Samsung phone for $600 that I had to buy you. She goes, shut up, Dad. You're crazy. But anyway, it's very congenial about everything. And I just wanted to let you know that we have a great comedy October 3rd, and we're going to rock your socks off. Thank you very much.
All right. All right. Thanks, Paul. Come and join us on the couch over here, Paul.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. It's tough to do comedy at, like, what is this, 7, almost 8 in the morning. It's
You're bringing medicine. You guys got medicine.
Right, we got some
there.
coffee here. We're rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
So how long have you been doing comedy, Paul?
I've been doing comedy for about 5.5, 6 years.
How long have you been funny?
I opened for. How long have I been funny? All my life, just funny looking. How
Right.
long?
Right.
Actually, I opened for Paul Rodriguez. Jay Leno. Been in 24 movies. Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, and Burt Reynolds, and stuff like that. So that builds your confidence, your morale.
Right.
So I've been doing that for a long time. It's very, very exciting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So how did you get into comedy? Was this a thing that you just knew one day? You were like, hey, I'm like, how do you make that transition from knowing you're funny to being able to tell a joke in front of a microphone, in front of a crowd?
Well, it comes natural to me because I'm good at screwing things up.
That's perfect.
Especially words and stuff. So actually, it comes in a manner of humor. So that gradually, and being funny looking,
You kind of.
that's an asset.
You think there was like something else telling you in this world you were born to be a comedian?
The whole family,
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah.
they look at me and they go, "You're funny. You're a comedian.
You should make money off of that.
You should make money." And all the stories and all the screw ups from growing up, and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, even George Lopez, Paul Rodriguez told me, they go, your family's funnier than mine, so you should talk about them,
That's perfect.
So that's kind of gradual, the way it went into it.
That's perfect. And Chico, you're funny. And how did you come to this? How did you start doing comedy?
I was out of radio for about 1.5 years. I had gone
Because
to
Chico Suave, for those that don't know, he's
Yeah.
also an on-air personality, 93.3
Great. Yeah.
KOB FM.
That's right. And I do afternoons there. And before I came back to KOB, I had been in Vegas trying to make it out there. And didn't work, man. That's a funny story in its own. But but after that, I came back and I'm like, I need to keep the name Chico Suave alive. I got to keep it in people's mouths. I got to let people know I'm still here.
Right.
So I just started doing open mics. MCing open mics, and it's a different stage, literally, and it's just like behind the mic, nobody's looking at you. You don't have a reaction from people. But when you're up on stage, you have a reaction, good or bad. If you say a bad joke, you get a really...
You bomb.
And you can freeze, man. You can freeze and forget what you were going to talk about, anything like that.
Oh,
but with
wow.
radio, I guess it's the same thing because you push that on air button, you're live.
Right.
You say anything that's you know, I mean, we're talking off air. We're talking about that, how you got to be, you know, you're always in your mind like, don't say this, don't say this, don't say this, and then you end up saying it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's the
FCC
truth.
doesn't like that, but hey,
that's it.
Yeah, but you know, just transitioning from on air to doing comedy. I mean,
how did you start to write a joke? Like that to me is like the hardest part about this. Like you come up with a joke and it's like they're so in the moment.
Yeah. So
it's like when you're sleeping, you know.
Yeah.
You just
I was telling Paul that the best comedy I think that I've ever seen, that I've witnessed. I love comedy since, you know, I love Jim Carrey, I love Richard Pryor, I love Kevin Hart. I mean, I love them all, the greats, you know.
Right.
And it's all experience. It's all personal experience. You're bringing people into your world. The funny part of your world. You're making things funny, you know, situations and stuff. Like my comedy that I'm going to be doing on Saturday is, I went from single to now I'm going to be a dad.
Oh, wow.
So it's a big transition, man. I've never lived with anybody, and now I'm living with somebody, and it's different. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's, you know, I went from you know, laying in the middle of my bed to the little corner. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
right. Well, you know, it's funny. You talk to other comedians, and they always say that the funniest jokes are the ones that are the most personal.
Yes. Exactly. Yes. Experience.
They're real, and they you relate to the audience as well. So they say, "Oh yeah, I've done that before. I've been through that." So it's funny to them because they can think of that situation that they've been through.
They can visualize that.
Yeah, that it was funny too.
Yeah, and I have 2 daughters, so you know, Superman has nothing on me.
Well, I think we have the microphone still set up. If you want to wander on over there and maybe give us your best 2 minutes.
That'd be awesome.
Because we got the full studio audience here, the Morning Brew studio audience is joining us. And come on over.
All right, I'll show you how funny I can be.
All right.
Yeah, and we're blood too. We're cousins.
You guys
are
primos.
The same blood. Yeah, we're primos.
I love it. So this show is Saturday, October 3rd at 7 p.m.
All right. So as I was saying before, a lot of experiences I'm experiencing now, living with somebody. It's harder because there's pros and cons. There's things that you like, but you don't like. You like coming home to a home-cooked meal, because before it'd be either McDonald's, Burger King, or something like that real quick. And now it's like, wow, I got real food. This is something that's going to satisfy my stomach and not really, you know. But the con is actually coming home and there's somebody there. You want your space. Everybody wants their space. Don't tell me you don't want your space. And you get home and you're like, you see their car in the driveway, like... So, how am I going to do this? Do I say the hello, honey, I'm home, what's for dinner, I love you? Is she in a good mood? You can't predict any of that stuff. So once you go in, it's all freestyle, man. You got to either, you got to be with your guard up or down. But, there's a lot of pros and cons to living with someone. And for me, it was, being single, it's something that I always loved my space. I always loved watching movies by myself and stuff like that. And if someone falls asleep during a movie, that bugs me so much, man. And I'm like, oh, babe, look, you got to watch this part, this and that. She's like, huh? What is that? I'm like, I love you. Go back to bed. Just go to bed, honey. Just go to bed. So that's mostly what I'm going to be talking about. Also, behind the mic and off of the mic, a lot of experience that I do, just living, just being a real person and going through personal stuff. So thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.